Hello everyone and welcome back to KitbashCarnage. So today we're going to take a look at the Kitbashed Battlebeanz Dreadnought Demon type thing that we done. So this is a Kitbash that we done for Sprue Goblin Games. Basically it's a challenge to see what character you can come up with for the Battlebeanz kind of challenge that's you can see in his Instagram, so make sure you check out the Instagram and follow along. I think it ends the 1st of September. So you can see I'm just kind of nipping into the face here, just trying to get the front of the kind of cockpit or whatever out there in order to manipulate it and add bits into it. So I've gone with like a demon kind of body kind of bit to it. So my basis of this model is it's a corrupted kind of mechanical bot that has been like possessed by a demon for the Battlebeanz army, and it's just being controlled and led forward to war. So it's like it's kind of like a troll from Lord of the Rings type of thing. It has to be led and has to be like pointed in the right direction. It can't just like do stuff on its own free will, like, or else it just goes crazy. So they kind of lead it like it's a pet, or like it's a machine they can just sick on their enemies. So as you can see here, we're just trying to make this nice fit with the arm and the axe, and then the mechanical kind of arm as well. This kind of makes a good kind of contrast to the whole mechanical bit, and then like a half mechanical half alive bit, and then the alive bit kind of holding the axe. So kind of all makes a blend into one evenly. And then you see we'll just go ahead and we'll fill that in with milliput on the other side in order to get the muscular tones and stuff. Now I'm not really too focused in sculpting the definition of the muscular lines and all this, because it's facing inwards, we won't see it as much. So I don't really bother too much about sculpting the definition that well, as long as it fills in this gap and it looks somewhat similar to the other side in like width and if it's an actual arm, and then I'll be happy with that. So just using a silicone tip tool in order to do this, and spreading a bit of water on there just to help manipulate the milliput. So as soon as we have a nice little sculpt there, we move on to the neck area, and in this neck bit here we're just trying to create kind of an extended neck. So it's kind of, this demon is forced into this mechanical structure in order to take it over, and it's kind of being pushed out of it as well. So that elongated neck kind of goes along with this look that we're going for. And then just going ahead and adding some details. So a little kind of gun turret thing on the side that a little Battlebeanz unit can shoot from. Some exhaust, well, I say exhaust pipes, but it's gonna be like smoke or must kind of. I'm gonna paint this into like a like a grinder kind of machine that is like it makes coffee and stuff, if that makes sense. So it's shooting out coffee from its guns, and that kind of smokestack is like the part of the, you know, the excess, you know, chemicals and stuff and all that. It's just being released from that, and it's like spiraled up into like this weird steam type of thing. You can see the arm being attached there, and it all trying to come together. We have a few cables going in and out off the front there, and then we'll add some more details to this. I'm going to rip this gun off later down the line, replace it with a hand here, because I really don't like the way, like, I was going to put the hand sitting on top, and then I didn't like the way the hand was sitting here on top. So I was like, it might be suited better looking like the other hand, so sitting underneath the piece. So you see what we do here, with help from a few pieces from Ramshackle Games, we turned this hand into kind of more of a robotic kind of hand as well. so going along with the theme. And then we just kind of attach all this, and a bit of carnage happens, and yeah. So just quickly going over a few bits, cleaning them up. We don't really clean up too much of our kit bashes because I kind of on this channel go along with the whole rustic look. I like the whole thrown together look. Some things we will see on the channel that we go more down the neater style, and you see we take kind of longer in doing things, putting things together, you know, in a more longer like frame, so it might take us days or weeks to do stuff for other projects. But a lot of my style of kit bashing is doing stuff very quick, very on the fly, and seeing how things come together. So some things might look messy, but it is a way of putting things together, a way of making creativity come, or your imagination come to life. So yeah, as you see, I just didn't like that piece being there, and well, yeah, I just tear it off. I could have went ahead and sawed it off with a little saw and all this stuff, but you know, these little bits that I have here, these FDM prints here, are just kind of failed prints that I had through like experimenting with my printer. So this is just concept pieces that I really enjoyed doing for this challenge, and you never know, maybe later down the line we'll come back to stuff like this, and we will take longer doing them and make them more into a better kind of aesthetically pleasing piece for some people. I know some people don't like layer lines, but as I said, these are just nice kit bashes to do, something cool to do. I'm not trying to win any awards here with you know, any famous Warhammer art kind of trophies and all this stuff. I'm just here to have fun and create some fun imaginative pieces. I kind of like the way the gun is displayed on the shoulder there. So it's like you have the two arms, and then you have the mechanical gun on one shoulder, and then the Battlebeanz unit with a gun on the other shoulder. So it's like two guns on each shoulder, but one is controlled by its own Battlebean type of unit. So I like just the way that all comes out. And then here you see we're going to get, I think this is a Lord of the Rings troll piece, and then this is like a Nurglish type of chaotic demon arm. And I'm just gonna stick that on here, and it creates a cool looking mask, like a gas mask or something like that. Or I like the way it looked, and then I kind of just went on with this, you know, start drawing from this and adding bits and bobs to it. I like to make these wires, so basically what I do is I get a bunch of wires, and then I stick some hot glue along it and twiddle it with my fingers, if that makes any sense, creating this kind of outer super glue layer, like a skin. Now you could get some wires and just cut them up and stuff like that, but I like doing stuff like this. It you know, uses pieces up that you might throw in the bin, as you see there with just the wire that I was talking about, just coming off the gas mask. And then we have that little blue kind of feathered look on top of the head, and then the Battlebean unit guy on the shoulder with his double bolter kind of gun. I really like the way this came out, especially when it's all going to get painted up, which you'll see a video later down the line of the whole Battlebeanz kind of unit guys that I done for this challenge, all painted up in one. But yeah, I really enjoyed the way this came out. Don't forget to check out Sprue Goblin Games, just to see the challenge and everyone else's creations that they've done. Like, subscribe and comment. Thank you again, everyone, for coming back or subscribing or staying tuned and all the above. I really appreciate all the support, and I'm very glad to be back and to show all the stuff that's inside my head sometimes. So you can see here, I found a base. I repurposed this base, and with some like molds that I've done, I have some electrical components up there they can control the gun with. I've made some ladders there with some bits of plastic card and wire, and the guy on the shoulder. And yeah, just give this a bit more aesthetics. And we have a Battlebeanz unit at the front controlling this guy with a lead. As I said, he's kind of dumb-witted robot that needs to be pointed in direction. But thanks again, and I'll catch you all in the next one.